Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So a very exciting week last week because Bitcoin is at all-time highs. It is now trading at just over 119,000. So it's had an absolute little pump right there. It was trading around the 110, 111,000 mark, and now we're up to 119,000. And that is good news for us MSTY, CONY, LFGY, MARO and YBIT holders because proportionally, those ETFs are somewhat linked to the price action of Bitcoin, of course, and depending on the underlying Coinbase, is probably a little less correlated to Bitcoin, but MSTY is very much, MicroStrategy is a Bitcoin treasury company. It holds almost 600,000 Bitcoin, and so the price action of Bitcoin is very much correlated to MicroStrategy and therefore MSTY. And so what does this mean? So we've had an absolute pump. We are at all-time highs. So should we be selling? Is this the top of the bull run? Is this the bull market over? Well, in my opinion, if you've watched some of my previous videos, we're actually just getting started. And one of the reasons for this, I've talked about this before in some of my previous videos, is the global liquidity, M2 money supply, and the correlation between the Bitcoin price and the M2 money supply. As you will see here, this is Bitcoin price action, price in orange. And so we'll see we're about here, 117, 118. This is a couple of days old, so we're actually up here, 119 now. But you can see how accurately this kind of follows the M2 money supply, global liquidity, money coming into the market to then be spent on risk assets like Bitcoin. And yeah, we had a little bit of a shift here because there's an 80%, it can go 20% either way. There's a bit of, it's not going to be 100% accurate all the time, but generally it follows it with an 80% accuracy. And so if you see here, this is all the upside opportunity we've still got because global liquidity is still pumping. And if you, believe in this, believe that this correlation is correct, and I do, then there is still lots of opportunity to come in this bull market. And in my opinion, Bitcoin is going to go further. It's going to go higher. And we're still looking at 150 to 200, possibly even 250,000 by the end of this year. Obviously not financial advice. This is just according to my research and my thoughts. Do your own research. I strongly advise that, but this is just my thoughts on what's happening. So this is, of course, very good news for MSTY, CONY, LFGY, and MARO, and all those Bitcoin and crypto-related ETFs, because even the altcoins have kicked off now. We've got XRP up, we've got HBAR up, we've got some of the big cap altcoins. Ethereum has been pumping, which usually means that an altcoin season is coming. I don't know if that's true. Let me know what you think. If you're into crypto and you think an altcoin season is coming, let me know in the comments. Or if you think we're not going to have one, let me know. But also, I wanted to show you this chart, which is the MVRV Z score. And it basically, it's an indicator that kind of shows you the tops and bottoms of the Bitcoin price as per the bear and the bull markets of Bitcoin. So these are the cycles. So this is 2017. This was a top. In 2021, this was a top. It was a bit of a lower top. People say that's because of COVID had an impact on it. So this shows the tops of the cycles and also the bear market lows in a way. And so as you can see here, we are nowhere near a top. So there's so much upside opportunity still to come. Generally, the thinking is that if you're over a 5, it's got to be at least a 5, 5.5, 6 for it to be the top of the Bitcoin bull run. And as you can see, we're currently at what, 2.65. So we're really probably near the lower end than even the higher end. So there's still a lot of opportunity, a lot of movement for the Bitcoin price to go here. And like I said, I think there's going to be some sharp price movement to the upside towards the end of this year. If Trump is like putting pressure on Fed to cut rates and he does that, or if he resigns and rates get cut, then it's going to absolutely pump even further. There's more financial institution adoption of Bitcoin than ever. BlackRock owns well over 600,000, MicroStrategy almost 600,000. There's Bitcoin treasuries companies popping up left, right, and center. This is only going to add to the supply shock. Bitcoin is being mined at such a low rate compared to the amount of demand, the amount that's being bought every day. It's just going to create this massive supply shock, and Bitcoin price is going to go higher, in my opinion. Again, not financial advice. Let me know what you think, but that's just my thoughts on this. But I do have one thing that I want to kind of talk about, and that's the price action of MSTY, because I'm a little bit worried about it. Like I've done some previous videos where I said MSTY, my projections, prediction in terms of price for MSTY was $35, $40, and we're at $22 still, and we're at all-time highs of $119,000 in Bitcoin, and we're only at $22, just over $22 for MSTY. And I don't know what's going on with MicroStrategy or MSTY, but it's not adding up. CONY, on the other hand, we just go to CONY, over the past 3 months has been doing really well. Let's go to the 3-month outlook. You can see that basically this is just coming off the back of those April lows from all the tariff chaos. So this is it was down at $7 roughly. I think it's just under $7 at one point, and we're now at $9.82. If we just see what an increase in percentage that is, so that has gone up 41% in just under 3 months. So that's a pretty good increase, and that's because CONY, Coinbase, is not just tied to Bitcoin; it's tied to stable coin legislation. It's got it's part owner of Circle, so stable coins. It has all the other altcoin. It's a crypto exchange, right? So anything related to crypto that's good legislation, it also has positive impact on it. And CONY and Coinbase do well, and their price appreciates off the back of that good news. So CONY, as you can see, doing much better than MSTY. MSTY, look, it was up. This is what worries me. MSTY up to $25 when we were at. Let's see if we can just add the BTC in here. We'll just add this to compare to BTC. So we're going to look at them both. See, BTC at this was only at, it wasn't very high, and yet MSTY was up here. And then we've absolutely been pumping. We're up 41% for Bitcoin in the last 3 months, and yet MSTY's gone down from here, 10%. So I don't know what that's about. It's a little bit worrying to me, but I still believe that MicroStrategy and MSTY will do well in this bull run. I hope it will, because it's my largest position. If we go to my portfolio here, you know, I'm always quite transparent with this, but MSTY accounts for almost half of my YIELDMAX holdings. So that is my biggest position by far, MSTY. CONY is about 20–25% of my holdings. So these are my two biggest positions. And the reason is for that is because I believe that we are in a Bitcoin bull market. I believe that there will probably be an altcoin season. And so I've positioned myself, I've been building these up, DCAing, reinvesting my distributions into these two mainly to allow for that, because I believe that the price will appreciate and the distributions will get better as the prices for these two ETFs appreciate. And if MSTY goes to $30, $35 again, then we'll again be looking at those $2, $3 distribution amounts. Same for CONY, that'll be going up, and the distribution amounts will be going up with it. YBIT, I'm not so bullish on. I don't believe it's as good, so I don't touch it. But let's compare them. Let's just have a little look. So if we look at all the main four, so that's MSTY, CONY, LFGY, and YBIT. Actually, let's add MARO into this. Hold on a second. Just put MARO in here. All right. So you can do this yourself, by the way, if you want to do research into comparing these different ETFs. You just go to stock analysis and ETF comparison, and I'll show you. So here we go. This is MARO's now in there. And so over the course of a year, you'll see that MSTY, it's the go, it's a beast, it's up 152%. YBIT second, that's surprising, but I guess it doesn't have the same volatility. It doesn't have, those real downturns, which is what we really had in that kind of April time. So that's second, CONY third, LFGY, and then MARO down there fourth. But I think we need to look, because actually MARO has started more recently. So let's take a closer look in terms of a 6-month time span. and you'll see that MSTY is a lot closer. MSTY, YBIT, CONY, LFGY, MARO. Okay, so MSTY is still the winner. So I'm still like, I still think MSTY will do really well. And the point is that MSTY hasn't really, MicroStrategy hasn't really appreciated that much. So I still think it's a good price to get in at. If we go back to the chart, we'll just remove the BTC. Yeah, $22. See, my price, my average price for MSTY is $24.50. So I'm going to continue reinvesting until it gets to my average price of $24.50, and then just let it run as the Bitcoin bull run moves to the upside. I will then just let it go up. I'm not going to add any more into it. Anything above $24.50, I'll just let it go up and take the distributions and then reinvest elsewhere into PLTY, into SMCY, into NVIDIA, those kind of stocks, which have also been doing really well, by the way. And I think, you know, we're in a Group B week this week, which is NVIDIA, PLTY, and obviously your weeklies and your others, but these are the Group B ETFs that I own. And price action has been really good. The market's been good. It's been green. So I think that these distributions are going to be good this week. Let's see if you've got any guesses on what they're going to be. I reckon PLTY is probably going to be about $4.50, $5, and NVIDIA about $1. Well, let's hope, because distribution amounts have been coming down a little bit, and I'm hoping that they go up again, because, yeah, we want that upside opportunity. We want that increased share price, but we also want those high juicy distributions, don't we? That's why we're in YIELDMAX for the income. So anyway, but look at 1 month and you look at what I'm talking about in terms of CONY. So like, it's absolutely been pumping because of all that stablecoin legislation, lots of positive news coming out of the White House, out of everything really in the crypto space, Bitcoin treasury companies, stablecoin legislation, government Bitcoin reserve looking to buy 1 million Bitcoin over the next 5 years. Lots and lots of bullish macro factors going on in the crypto space. So whether you are in CONY, MSTY, LFGY, I think they're all great bets. My favorites are MSTY, CONY, and LFGY's weekly. I'm not in MARO, don't have any investment into it, and YBIT I have money in YBIT, but I stopped buying into it quite a while ago because I think it lacks volatility. It doesn't have great price appreciation. It doesn't have the downside, but in my opinion, we're going to a bull market, so it doesn't have the upside. So I'm definitely not going to buy into it now. But these are just my thoughts. I still think that CONY and MSTY are probably the best bets going forward for the next 6 months. If Bitcoin does reach the 150, 180, 200K, possibly even 250K mark, then it is a great time to still be buying a lot of these ETFs, in my opinion. So I'm going to keep investing until MSTY hits $24.50 and until CONY hits about the $11 mark, because I believe $11.15 is my average cost price for CONY and $24.59 is my average cost price for MSTY. So it's exciting times. Crypto looks to be absolutely pumping at the moment. If you're into altcoins, then Ethereum's pumping, XRP's pumping, Solana's pumping. I think maybe I'll do a video on YETH if anyone's interested in me doing a video on YETH, which is the only high-yielding income ETF that I own that's not YIELDMAX. So it's a round-hill ETF based on Ethereum, and Ethereum, I think it's up 7% today, by the way, and it gives decent distributions. And of course, it's based on Ethereum, which I think is going to do extremely well in this bull run. So I'm very excited about how well they've just changed it to weekly as well. It was a monthly ETF and it's become weekly. So if anyone wants me to do a video on that, because I think it's a good time to get in and it's quite an exciting fund. So let me know what you think. If you agree, if you're excited about this Bitcoin bull run and about the crypto space at the moment, I think it's very exciting times. And yeah, give me a like and a subscribe. That would mean the world to me. And I will see you in the next video. Cheers.